Cyber friends, I should say. It's 12:15. So I'm gonna say good morning to all my cyber friends. And first of all, we want to give God all the praise and honor and all the glory for life, health, and strength. We just wanted to say we had a trip today with my third Sunday church, Pleasant Grove AME, and Pastor Stephanie Walton. And we went over to my hometown of Cuthbert, Georgia, and we went to the Payne Chapel AME Church up there, and they had their homecoming, and we had a real good time up there today. It was real, very spiritual and high praise, and we are thanking God for that. God was and enabled me to go along with them today on this occasion, and we really had a marvelous time and had a chance to interact with a lot of people that we don't see too regular, that we haven't seen in a long time, and the fellowship is always good. Matter of fact, especially with my friend, which is Pastor Stephanie Walter mom. I call her mine too, Miss Tommy. We always enjoy Miss Tommy, and so we just want to let everybody know that the Pleasant Grove AME church family, the choir, and we had a few members, that came out and supported the program. It was a very, very good program, very good. And I think the pastor of that, pastor at Payne Chapel AME, is Minister Carl, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see, can I find that program? I might can't see it, y'all. My eyesight is a little bad tonight, but I think her name is let me see here, is the Reverend, I believe that's Kendra T. Carl. I believe that's it, people. Y'all don't trust. I don't trust my eyesight right here, especially in this bad light. I'm not really on a bad light, but that's just my eyesight, people. But there's Reverend Carl. That's her name. Dynamic preacher. She really brought a good sermon there today. Really told us something. So I just came here to really, as you see my topic, and it says green onions. Green onions. And y'all, for those of you that don't know Old Mitty Man, let me tell you, God will give me a message from anything. I'm telling you, God will give me, and He'll make me see something in something that a lot of people will think insignificant. And I will go there and look at it, and I can see something entirely different. At any rate, I want to say something about green onions. First of all, I'm going to make mention of my great grandmama. No, my grandmama, which my great grandmama, she enjoyed the tune as well. But my grandmama, oh my goodness, my grandmama, God bless her. She passed away in 2015, y'all, and that really hit me right here. But nevertheless, she was a big fan of that song, Green Onions. Now, let me tell y'all a little something about Green Onion. Green Onion was written by this guy named Booker T. Jones. He wrote this song, guess what? Back in 1961. That's the year I was born. Amen. 1961, he wrote that, and that was the year I was born. And my grandmama was crazy about that song. Now, there's a story behind green onions I can tell any day of the week. My grandmama, she was a dancer to the bone. And she loved that song, and that was one of the songs that she did her famous dances off. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, my grandmama danced all the way up until, even in her older days, my grandmama still could move and was very flexible. She could dance to that tune. Anytime Green Onions played, my grandmama was on the floor. You hear me? She loved that song. I did too. I like the song for a lot of reasons. I was looking, like I said, I'm gonna let y'all know the concept of why I was talking about green onions on this here particular morning. God let me saw something else in Green Onions that I never saw before. Neither have I thought on it on this wise. And it was this. Booker T. Jones, as well as a few other guys, it said it was at Daryl's house. It's when these musicians, they got together. If I'm not mistaken, y'all, Booker T was on the B3. We had another guy on some keyboards. We had another guy on saxophone, I believe it was a tenor sax. And we had a guy on lead guitar. We had a guy on bass guitar. And we had a guy on drum. And y'all, you talking about playing? That was a live performance there in that little studio area where they was at Daryl's house. I guess so, because it said Green Onions at Daryl's house. And it started off with Booker T on the B3, playing that old famous riff and motif, don, 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 don. And I'm sitting here, I've been listening to this song forever, ever since I found it on YouTube. I've been listening to it. And all of a sudden, tonight, God let me saw something in this here tune when they were playing, all these guys playing together. God let me saw something that I just want to show y'all what God let me saw. These guys were playing a tune that was written 57 years ago, because that's how old I am. I'll be 58 in November. That means this song is 58 this year as well. They were playing that song just like it was just written. Today, they were playing it. And I mean, they were playing their hearts out. They were giving it all they had. And that drummer was Natural Bone slapping them drums and everything. And Booker T was right there with all of them played so well together. In other words, the bass player, the lead guitar, the saxophonist, the keyboard player, all of them, they executed that song so well. I just sat here and just was in amazement. I mean, totally in amazement. I think I'm gonna have to take these off. That light kind of get my eyes a little bit, but I wanna look at y'all. It was amazing, and God showed me something just from that performance. All of them were together. That's number one. All of them were together. Number two, all of them was in perfect timing. Number three, when each one of them had a solo, the other one didn't try to outdo them, overplay them, and make them look and bury them in the mix. They let the one that was doing the solo shine. And then when it was time for the rest of the band to come in, everybody came back in like they were supposed to. And everybody was in total agreement. You know what God showed me there? You know what God showed me? That's the way it was on the day of Pentecost, people. That's the way it was. Everybody was on one accord and wasn't nobody jealous of the other one. See, this is the problem, y'all. This is the problem with our society today. Not only inside the church, but everywhere else. When you got people that most of us think that it's all about you and all about me. It ain't all about us all the time, people. There are other people that can do things well themselves. And if you take the talents and the gifts of everybody that is concerned and put them together, you will have a green onion. Now I'm gonna tell you what I did after God let me saw that, which I done looked at this here video 1,000 times or more, but God showed it to me this night. Another thing I did, I made a comparison after I listened to the Booker T. Jones with them guys and all of them. They were playing so well together in that House of Daryl, they call it. After they were playing that Green Onions tune so well, I went and I listened to the recorded version of Green Onion. The original recording, mono, in total mono. It sounded good too. It sounded good too. But it was just something. I mean, really now, it was the original recording. And it sounded great. And I mean, it was tight and everything. You can't take nothing from it. But to me, I got more excitement out of looking at Booker T, the original writer of the tune, with them guys playing it live like that. I got more enjoyment out of that than I did just sitting here listening at the original mono recording. Because if I'm not mistaken, people, at that particular time, I'm not sure that there was stereo recording at that time. I'm not sure. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think stereo recording came a little bit later after my birthday, after 1961. I believe. Now, I don't quote me on that, but I think it came a little later. But nevertheless, now I'm not putting down the original recording because it sounds great. Believe me, it sounds good. But I'm just saying, God was showing me God showed me a principle with Booker T. Jones and the rest of those guys playing together. In other words, everything was right on the money. Because number one, they weren't jealous of each other. They could play together. Their main goal was to play Green Onions. And I tell you, my grandmama didn't care who played Green Onion. If it came on, she was on the dance floor. I can remember it like it was yesterday. And I mean, she could straight dance. And I'm not saying that just because she was my grandmama. I'm telling you the truth. And everybody that knowed her, that knew her, understand me, they could tell you the same thing. And they knew her in that capacity. And that's how come I say, you know, I'm so glad that God shows me these things and stuff, just like a song, and give me a revelation about how we should go about our everyday lives and try to do things. You know, it ain't gonna make no sense to be jealous of nobody, y'all. I mean, really, that is one of the stupidest things anybody can really be or do, is that jealous. Because see, number one, what it does, it shows your character. It shows what's inside of you. The other people that you jealous of, they're not worried about you. They're not worried about you. They going on doing their everyday thing. See what it is. See, you the one got the issue. So in other words, so it's something, if I'm jealous of you, there must be something that you doing that I'm not. And now I got a problem with that. That's all that is. They call it the green-eyed monster. That's what they call jealousy. But you cannot be in a choir or anything where it's going to concern more than you. You cannot do it when you got a jealous heart. And you're going to be jealous of someone just because this person might sing a note better than you. Well, if they could sing the B better than you, you go down and get the A and try to sing the A and see, can you do that? If you cannot sing the B, go and sing the A. But now the thing about that is, if you're going to be singing in harmony, you're going to be clashing. Now, those of you that know music know what I'm talking about there. You sing an A and a B together. You got a major second there together. It sounds good with certain music, certain jazz, and certain chords and everything. You can put those two notes together. But I mean, to have that tonal harmony, you need to be separated at least by a third. And it won't sound so bad to the ear, what I'm saying. But all of us that I'm trying to help y'all. If you the one got that jealous-hearted spirit in you, if you do, you need to pray about it. You need to ask God to get rid of that mess out of your heart. Because, see, number one, I found out that people who are miserable, listen at me, y'all. People who are miserable, they want everybody else miserable too. Do y'all understand that? Let me say it again. Let me say it again for the sake of Green Onion, Booker T. Jones, and as well as all those guys that were playing that music so well together and in perfect harmony and looked like they were having so much fun. And they were. They were. I'm saying if you get rid of that jealousy attitude, you're going to find yourself feeling a whole lot better. You are the only somebody that suffers when you're jealous, Hardy. You're the only one. The person you're jealous of, they ain't worried about you. They ain't even worried about you. Because number one, 9 times out of 10, they don't even know nothing about it anyway, because most of the time people like that are jealous Hardy like that, they sneak it. They ain't gonna let the person know, because when they get in their face, they two-faced, they're gonna smile and grin with them. But then time they get behind the back, that's when they start talking all that negative talk about them. People, God do not like that. God do not like that. And as many man, I told y'all, everything I do is for inspirational. Y'all done seen that. I got an inspirational podcast I do. I do these videos live and I do them offline. And I try to say stuff and to give y'all stuff to uplift everyone, not pack you down. And that's how come when I listen to the Green Onions, I can remember back in the day, oh Lord, when we used to go, they got these places they used to call juke joint. In other words, cafes and stuff like that. And then we're not talking about the kind that you go in there in a cafe and sit down and eat. They had food, but in other words, it wasn't that type of setting. We just gonna call it old-fashioned juke joint. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Especially y'all older people. You know what I'm talking about when I say a juke joint. And they had what they used to call it, they would call it the piccolo. In other words, that was a great big jukebox they would have inside the building now. They called it a piccolo. Now, I'm not talking about the piccolo that you see them playing in an orchestral setting. I'm talking about this big jukebox. That's really what it was. Had all them songs and records on now. And if it was Green Onions on that jukebox and piccolo, what they called it, and if anybody ever played it, and especially if my grandmama was there, it was all over. It was all over. Leola Walker. When Leola Walker stepped in the building, if Green Onions were playing, she took the floor. I mean, everybody spread it out because they know Leola Walker was going to turn the house out. I can remember that as a child growing up. Because my grandmama used to take me, and then sometimes we would be with my great grandmama, and me and some of my younger sisters, we would be, and they would take us over there to my in other words, my mom's first cousin, which was Gussie Jackson, and we used to, and they had a juke joint and everything, and we used to go over there on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And we used to have a ball. You hear me? We used to have a ball. And y'all, let me tell you something. Don't get too religious for your britches. Because I'm going to tell you something. I saw something in the old juke joint that I don't even see in church a whole lot of time. The one thing that I saw in the juke joint, everybody was having a fun. Everybody was happy and getting along. Wasn't nobody rolling their eyes at each other. Huh? You hear what I'm saying? Wasn't nobody doing none of that, but everybody was happy, having fun, and having a good time. Guess what? I believe God love that. Better than he do these sophisticated people going up in their church center there looking like a stone wall. In other words, I ain't moving, I ain't doing nothing, I ain't got nothing good to say about nobody else. Jealous of everybody on the front row because they are not there, or they jealous of the people in the choir because they are not up there. God is not pleased with that kind of mess. I can be safe and say that. God is not pleased with that. That's how come I say that even in my day, when I was out there drinking, and I would go to the liquor house. Those of you old enough, you know what I'm talking about. I had more fun at the liquor house with my buddies than I did at the church. At the liquor house, we would hug each other and sit there and talk and whatever, and then have a good time, and nobody get mad at each other. And we would drink out of the same whiskey jar. Do you understand what I'm saying? We would drink out of the same whiskey jar. You got people in the church don't even want to sit on the pew with you. You understand what I'm saying? They don't even want to sit on the same pew with you. This is what stupid jealousy and envy and strife will get you. And God is not pleased with that, my people. God is not pleased with that. So now you can talk about the whiskey drinkers and the liquor houses and the juke joints all you want to, but you better be careful. You better be careful because your sophisticated self set up in that church like you dead fish anyway, ain't no life in you. You might as well not be in there because you ain't putting no life in it. Why? Because you're too jealous of it. Jealous of somebody else. What you need to do is stop being jealous of other folks and then find out what they see, because what it is something that they ain't doing that you know you ain't doing, and that's why you're jealous of them. And you know you are not getting that attention and everything. Sometimes that's all it is. We want the attention that somebody else is getting. And then but like I say, if you want something, you got to do something to get it. You can't just sit around like a bump on a log and think that the pastor's gonna call you up to do a solo. You ain't even singing with the choir. Now, why would he want you to come up there and do a solo? You got to prove yourself. Where is the other calling that God gives us? In other words, you got to prove yourself. Ain't nobody want me. If I right now, everybody that knows me in this area know I'm a keyboard player. If I right now come into their sanctuary and they got an open keyboard there for me to play, they will want me to sit down and play it. But now, if I come in there and they got a guitar, they gonna ask me to play the guitar because they ain't never seen me play no guitar. I mean, I'm learning to play guitar. I mean, I need to be doing. I mean, I don't practice like I should. People, God knows I got my electric guitar over there, but I don't practice like I should. And until I really put the time in, I'm not gonna get no better. This is what I'm saying when it comes to jealous-hearted people. They are jealous because of you doing your success. You have been successful in what you tried to do, and you put the time in, and you did what it took to get the notoriety, to get the pat on the back. The pastor will pat you on the back too if you get up and do something. You ain't doing that. So in other words, how can you want your name up in lights and you ain't doing that? People, we need to get over it. So like I say, we want to take our hat out to old Booker T. Jones in the making of Green Onions. Like I said, I look at that song very proudful because of the fact that it is just as old as I am. He wrote that song in 1961. That's the year old Mitty Man came into this planet. And to my cyber friends, it is my prayer that God will continue to keep me here a few more years where I can yet do some of the things that I'm trying to get done. And I do believe that he's not going to remove me off the planet until I get my job finished. And likewise with all of y'all. So we just wanted to say to all of your cyber friends, those of you that support me, my inner circle, y'all know who you are. And I'm letting you know that Mitty Man really do appreciate what y'all do. I do. I really appreciate what y'all do. Y'all support my videos. Y'all check them out and everything and let me know when stuff is not right. And you support my group. In other words, I had somebody that asked about my group today. And I told them we still working. We'll be out there a while. And I'm telling y'all, my cyber friend, y'all just hang on because y'all will be the first. Y'all will be the first to get everything. We got this Christmas EP that we need to start on right away. We got to start on it, and for me to get through with it by Thanksgiving Day, because I got something else on the plate, and I know that I'm gonna have to get it. You're gonna have to move because on Thanksgiving Day I got something else on the plate on that day that I'm gonna try to get done. So I got to make a move, and I got to make it very quickly and swiftly. So I'm gonna work the tritones, golf triton. I'm working them kind of hard in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I'm gonna ride them like a horse. In other words, we're gonna try to get this thing done. So with that being said, we just gonna end this video right here. I got a few things I need to try to do, musically, compositional wise. I want to get through with another composition thing I was working on yesterday, last night, early morning, whatever. But at any rate, y'all just pray for me, man. Pray for the group. Pray by our strength in the Lord, and pray that we can keep negative stuff out of our mind. And I'm going to ask God, and I'm going to pray for every one of you and all of those that I know when they got that old jealous-hearted spirit in them. I'm going to pray for it because it's a very poison thing to be, because it don't hurt nobody but you. So in other words, we're going to sign off right here and say, whatever you get in, whatever you get into, if God ain't in it, please, ma'am, please, sir, come on out of it, because it's going to come to nothing. And I do hope that this video be a good one and now no pops and clicks. I hope so. With that being said, this is Man saying peace and good night.